Data published by Sports Illustrated shows that after 2 years of retirement, 78% of former NFL players have gone bankrupt or are under financial stress because of joblessness or divorce. Within 5 years of retirement, an estimated 60% of former NBA players are broke, and numerous retired MLB players have been similarly ruined. Not just that, but many of these top athletes who went broke, you probably know, such as Mike Tyson or Allen Iverson. But of all the reasons that athletes may go broke, I narrowed it down to 5 main factors, with the first being that most athletes have short career spans. According to Bleacher Report, NBA stars earn an average of $4.79 million per year compared to the average NFL star that brings in $1.9 million. But even crazier, the average career span for those in the NBA is 4.8 years and just 3.5 for those in the NFL. Meanwhile, Forbes says a typical career for US individuals with a college degree lasts 48 years, where those without a degree, the number increases to 52 years. And from the interview I watched of Charles Barkley talking about this topic, he said that his mentor, Julius Erving, also known as Dr. J, advised him that the problem is, it's not the fact that you can't afford that car, it's the fact that the $300,000 you spent on that Bentley, if you bought a car for $70,000 or $80,000, you would have had $200,000 or more in the bank, and it would have been growing and growing, and in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 20 years, that $200,000 is going to be worth a lot more. I've seen too many times where an injury ends an athlete's career in the blink of an eye, so if you are one with any sort of career with a high income and potentially a high risk of losing your paycheck all of a sudden, saving and taking things cautiously is super important. And because of that, the next reason that athletes go broke is because of a lack of financial literacy. The crazy part about this is that most professional athletes have only been in college for a few years, and especially for the top ones bringing in significant cash, there are so many factors that would make them want to spend it. Now, financial education is growing in this area and is super beneficial for athletes to be aware of, because even saving X amount of your income and investing it could allow many more of these athletes to be in great positions for life after sports. And whether you're making $100,000 per year or $1 million, it is proven in Parkinson's second law when speaking financially that as your income rises, so do your expenses. And so the only way to seriously improve this is learning financial discipline to have the right spending habits and increase your savings rate, which has been known to be among the most important factors towards reaching a successful retirement. In fact, former NBA player Antoine Walker, who filed for bankruptcy 2 years after retirement, has stated publicly how difficult it is to handle finances when money is coming in so fast and no proper education has been given. But what's great to see is athletes helping out other athletes, where guys like Darren Woodson and Brandon Copeland have become public figures for helping other athletes and everyone possible to improve financial literacy for the better. Which you've probably seen other well-known athletes step in with advice on this topic, such as Shaq, LeBron, and many more you probably heard of. And so the reason financial literacy is so important is because the root cause for athletes going broke is the reason number 3, that is overspending. With athletes being public figures, living a high status, and expected to spend lavishly on themselves and others, spending more than they should is too easy to fall into. The problem is, even if you have money now, how long can that money actually last? Even worse, the average career span is so short where injuries and other legal battles could come up at any time. Where if your income were to drop significantly, with large expenses like owning a mansion and other spending habits that you've taken on, and you don't want to change your lifestyle, a very hard lesson could be learned, and it could be too late. In fact, Cam Newton, former NFL MVP and Carolina Panthers quarterback, publicly discussed how at one point he was making $20 million per year, where he now creates online content in order to keep the lights on. He specifically says the number one reason many wealthy athletes go broke is because they fail to scale back spending when their income takes a hit. So whether you're an athlete or not, understand that one study found that an estimated 36% of individuals earning over $200,000 per year still live paycheck to paycheck. Besides that, another reason athletes go broke is because of external pressure. You see, athletes not only have their own pressure to perform well and even spend in the areas that they want, but they're often expected from friends, family, and even communities to support in many areas that could be very costly. Imagine growing up in a lower income family and having the urge to take care of everyone, having friends that push new businesses that may have high risk to them, or communities that constantly reach out for generous donations, you name it. For those with quick money and fame, many will ask for your help, and saying no can be very hard to do. In fact, in an ESPN's 30 for 30 documentary on former NFL quarterback Michael Vick, he talks about how growing up in poverty placed a heavy burden on him to take care of his friends and family. And even former NBA player Andre Iguodala wrote in his book The Sixth Man that young players feel obligated to take care of everyone, but that mindset can get you in serious trouble without setting boundaries. The last reason affecting professional athletes' finances are legal and personal costs. Whether you think you're in the green or not, life happens, and one could very well go through a divorce, fines, lawsuits, or personal related issues like addictions or health problems that can easily destroy one's finances. In fact, a study reported that divorce rates for professional athletes are between 60 to 80%, which can result in the loss of more than half of your net worth depending on the situation. And because athletes are so known to society, this is a prime reason why they may be targeted for legal claims if the opportunity arises. Even one major drawback could set you down the wrong path, and don't forget that many professional athletes' careers only last a few years. Needless to say, retirement could hit athletes really hard, and whatever situation it may be, some end up following addictions like alcohol or drugs, potentially leading them to even more trouble, some even ending up in prison. With short career spans, a lack of financial literacy, overspending, external pressure, and personal setbacks, it becomes clear how even the highest earning athletes can lose it all. Now, if you want to learn more, check out other videos similar to this. I'll have links in the description below, and don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notifications button for future content like this.